Hello and welcome to What's on the Shelf. I'm your host Jen, and today we're playing Digital Playground on TTS. We're trying this new and exciting game. And with me I have a special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey there, Chad Elkins with 25th Century Games.
So let's get down to the table and see what we've got. So can you explain the game that we're playing today?
Sure. This game is called Tutankhamun. It is a designed by Reiner Knizia, and with art by Jackie Davis and Matt Paquette. So this, as you can see on the left hand, the side of the screen there with the tomb, that is King Tut. So what we're doing here, we are priests and priestesses, and King Tut has recently passed, and so as is custom, they stuff his tomb full of all kinds of rich treasures and artifacts. So what we are doing is going out and gathering a bunch of those artifacts and spending our wealth to populate King Tut's tomb. And the first person to rid themselves of all their wealth by putting the most treasures in there and reaches 0 on the score track, so we're counting down, will be the next high priest or priestess of Egypt.
All right. Sounds very interesting.
All right, so let's jump in how to play. Let me first thing I need to do is build the Nile track.
Ooh, that's a very nice script.
I did not write it. I wish I knew how to write that script, but it is a very good script.
It is one of the skills, now that I'm playing more digitally than physically, this is a skill that I want to learn, but at the same time, I don't have the patience for.
If I had done it, we would have literally had to assemble all 80 of those tiles manually, because I can put the tiles up there, but writing a script like that no way I could do that.
Gotcha.
All right. So what we're going to do, one side of the table is where the underworld is located, and I'll explain what we will do with the underworld. But we're going to start our boats in the back at the underworld, and we're going to be making our way down the Nile toward the tomb. On the way, the board, if you can zoom in a little bit closer to the board here, what you see is a whole bunch of artifacts. There are 70 artifact tiles and 10 god tiles. Now, the artifact tiles do all have a number on them. That number serves two purposes. And the god tiles, which you've got one, really the second one up there at the beginning of the track, has no numbers, and that and also has a green disc background. That will trigger a special ability. So there are 5 different gods. There are 2 tiles from each, and we'll walk through the god abilities in a second. There's a little reference card we can show and walk through there. Let's start with the artifacts. The number in the lower left-hand corner does 2 things. One, it tells you how many of that particular tile there are. So for the first tile here in the track, there are 6 of this statue.
Okay.
The third tile in the track there for the golden throne, there are 8 of those that are in the Nile along the way. It also tells you how many points you will score if you collect the most of that tile. So once let's say, for example, if we're going after the gold throne, the 8 tiles there, once all 8 tiles have been picked up into our sets, collectively, and or passed over into the underworld, we'll score that set. Whoever has the most gets the 8 points, the full point value of the set. Whoever has the second most gets half of that. So that's, and if if we're playing a 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 player game, if you don't have first or second place, you don't score any points for that.
All right.
And so when I say discarded into the underworld, what's interesting about the game itself, what makes you think about what tiles to pick up, if you skip tiles, so for example, if you started and went after the gold throne, and I started and went after the scarab ring here, we would both pick up these tiles when we landed on it. You can never go backward. We're always floating down the stream.
Okay.
So these 2 tiles, the first 2, are basically skipped over, which means we can't get them, which means they get picked up and moved into the underworld. Now these will sit here until we score this statue set. Then it will come out and be discarded. And you normally, in the physical version of the game, when you score a set, you discard it into the tomb. So it's just like you're kind of depositing all of the artifacts in the tomb. So that's the basic flow of the game. That's really it. You know, that you move forward as far as you want, pick up one tile and put it in your set, and then we'll score that set. Now, what's a little bit different, one of these artifacts does score slightly different than the rest. If you'll notice here, the one I put mine on earlier, that ring, the scarab ring, you'll see it has a number 1 on it. So you would think, well, there's only one of them in the whole track. But this is where this one's a little different. There are actually 10 of these scattered throughout the Nile, but they all say 1 point. That means as soon as you pick it up, you put it into your collection, but you immediately score 1 point on the track. Okay. Once all 10 have been picked up, whoever has the most of those will get 5 bonus points. Okay. There's no second place of that. So you're probably asking yourself, well, what if we tie, like on the rest of the artifacts? So like for this, if we both have, let's say, 4 of the chair, whoever's boat is farther to the back. So if our boats were here and these were gone, you're further back than I am on the track. So once that set scores, if we were tied, you would break the tie and get first place. And then in this case, I would then get second place for that one.
Okay. And just so I understand, so when scoring points for first and second place, how many points does the first player get? They get the number that's indicated?
Number that's on the set.
And then the second place gets half that points.
Correct.
Okay.
And third place would be nothing.
And third place would be nothing. All right. Well, since you're the one demoing, would you like to go first?
I can't. Let's talk about the god tiles first. Real quick. We'll do a quick run through. Down here in the corner, you've got the
2 god card sets.
Yep. So that shows you the abilities for all 5 of the god tiles. So in the there's Ra, who's actually going to be the first one we're going to see on the track there. Ra lets you remove a tile from anywhere in the Nile. Basically, just take it from anywhere and place it in the underworld. So if you're trying to manipulate something further down the track or trying to get something out of there, so a set scores at a different time, you can get rid of it. Toth, which is the kind of bird peak, kind of heron head looking guy, lets you swap any 2 tiles on the track. You can take them and flip them and move them to another spot. So you can put something that someone's trying to score further down the track and bring something else you might want to score sooner up the track. So you could just basically, that's all you do.
So could you take something from the back of the track that you missed that you're now trying to collect and move it forward instead?
So Toth, the ability there is any 2 tiles in front of you. Oh, so if your boat got further ahead, you would only be able to choose 2 tiles that were in front of you.
Okay.
Now the next god, Horus, can impact what's behind you. So if you find yourself getting too far ahead, you can use one of the 2 Horus, tiles to do one of 2 things. You get a choice. You can either pick up any tile that's behind you, because all the gods are immediate. As soon as you pick it up, you have to do the ability. You can't hold it. So Horus lets you either take a tile behind you or move your boat all the way to the back. So you'll be behind all of the other boats. So if you find yourself getting too far up front, you can always grab it to then go to the back. And that could help you maybe break a tie if a tie is coming up that you think is going to score.
All right.
There's also Osiris with the kind of the beard and the pointy hat. He lets you take any tile that's in the underworld. So something that's been passed over already, you can pull it out of the underworld and put it into your set. And then Isis, last but not least, Isis lets you, if you have a scarab ring in your collection, Isis lets you take that scarab, put it back out into the Nile, and take any tile on the track and pull it into your collection. Now, you don't have to give back the point. So you've already scored the point for the scarab. Now you can actually put it back out there, get something else that might make you score something bigger, and then someone else can pick the scarab tile up and still lose a point.
Okay.
And that's the game. That's it in a nutshell.
Well, it's definitely very interesting.
So we can talk, and we'll, as we get closer to some of the god tiles, I'll mention them again, just so everybody can follow along.
Sounds
for the
great.
Ones that are coming up. Right?
Oh, right. So let's see here. So I said, would you like to start first?
You're more than welcome to.
Okay, let's see.
Just for a little tabletop camera heads up, in the middle bottom of your screen, you'll see the sarcophagus and the Anubis statues. If you were to click that, it will automatically take you to the camera angle above either the underworld
Oh,
or
that's
above.
very neat.
So the tomb itself, you'll see it here in a physical version of it. If you go check out the Kickstarter campaign or some photos we have, that is the box bottom. So we actually use the box bottom top as a score tracker, and we actually have another box inside that creates a three-dimensional sarcophagus tomb that you place inside. And all the scoring markers are canopic jar shaped, and they're each one's a different shape. And then what we're moving for our player pieces are little boats, little owl boats.
So I will move there. So that means I pick up this token right away.
So you just pick it up, put it in your collection. Yep. So I'm going to grab chair. So I'll grab that. And so you were up.
All right, now let's see.
Oh, one thing that's we'll mention, if because it's a two-player game, this only going to be in a two-player game. If the underworld, so if we skip a lot of tiles, and there's a lot of tiles in the underworld, if the underworld basically will, when a set scores, will count as a pseudo extra player. So if you don't have more tiles in the underworld, you would not score in the set for first or second place.
Gotcha. Okay. I was just reading over Anubis, Raw again.
Yep. So Raw, if you take Raw, you discard it, and then you get to pick any tile anywhere on the track and put it in your collection.
Yeah, I might as well use him now. And I will grab this one from the set.
Okay, so Raw gets discarded, so we'll just flip him over. Normally you would discard it in the tomb, but for TTS it gets a little weird to try to put it.
I totally understand the physics.
Which is nice because you actually get to clean the game up as you play, which is a pseudo effect. Oh man, let's see what I'm going to do. I'm going to skip over that. I'm going to grab a scarab ring. So again, the scarab,
score that right away.
Scarab ring lets you score immediately, so I'll go from 30 to 29 points. So I said the game plays 2 to 6, so the score track for a two-player game will start at 30, and then for each higher player count, you'll start a little bit further down the track. So a three-player game is 28, so it's just so that way the math works out because you're not going to score every set, with more players.
Gotcha. So I'm going to go for the 8 here and bring that to my collection.
Okay. Let's see. I'll grab this jar.
So at this point, grabbed a jar, that's 4. Yeah, I'll grab the next one, that's 4 as well. I'll grab this one.
Grabbing the lamp?
I'll grab the lamp.
All right. So oh man, let's see what I want to do here. I'm going to jump up here and pick up the Senate board.
So I will move here and I will grab the chair. So I'm now in the chair race.
Yeah, two-player game, we pretty much are going to be in almost every race, unless the underworld starts to collect a whole bunch of stuff.
Well, so you picked up a tile already, correct?
I did. I got the crook and flail.
Okay, well, I'm going to pick up this one. So this card here will then go to the underworld, correct?
That's correct. Yep.
So we'll plop that over there.
So underworld has one of those, I have one. And you have 0.
Which is fine.
Which is fine. Plenty of time left. There are 8 of those. So there's six more out there.
All right, your go.
Okay. Jump up here and grab this scarab ring again. So that will take me down 1 more point.
I will move forward and grab this one here. I did not mean to roll that tile. I meant to rotate it.
Let's see. You know what? I'm going to jump that and grab another scarab ring. So that will take me down 1 more point.
All right. I'm going to actually skip that and grab this. This goes to the underworld.
Underworld's getting a collection of those.
Well, he's my pseudo partner. Don't you understand this? And I will grab another one of those guys. Let me just move this stuff over a little bit.
Let's see. Cyrus statue.
So I'm going to go straight ahead and go to raw again. So I can grab any tile in front of me.
Yep, anywhere on the track.
Anywhere on the track.
We'll discard. So I'll go ahead and move that one out of the way.
So I'm going to go and grab... Yeah, I'll grab that dagger.
Okay.
There's only 2 of those.
There are only 2. And the other one is... zoom in a little. Oh, it's right here. It's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm going to take another one of these. So Toth is coming up, which is here. Another god. So as a reminder, Toth will let you swap the location of any 2 tiles in front of you. So you can grab anything on the track, and another one, and just flip them.
I think I will take another one of these since I've already got... Now I have the majority.
Yeah, there's no way you will not get first place for those once the last one is pulled.
Exactly. So it is your go.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
It's simple enough, but there's a lot of strategy behind it as well, because you've got to try and calculate what you're getting and what the underworld is getting, and it must be chaotic when you're playing more than 2 players.
Well, in a 2-player game, the underworld doesn't score anything, so you're only scoring the players themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to jump up here. I am going to grab Toth, and I'm going to swap. I'm going to take the dagger and put it down here at the end and pull Senate board a little closer. So now you're going to have to wait a little while to score that dagger.
Okay. I'm gonna go You've already got... Oh, that's you. That's not me. I will grab this one here.
Okay.
And start collecting one of those.
All right. Pick up a chair. Or a golden throne.
And we'll pick up a jar.
Now, the next god coming up is Osiris.
Mm-hmm.
Osiris lets you take anything from the underworld. So I'm actually going to... I think I might actually do that. I'm going to grab that, discard him, and pull one of these Senate boards back in.
All right. I will grab the lamp. And not roll it. I will move it.
And you just picked up one of these recently, so let's see. You know what? I think I got some time. I'm actually not going to pick it up. I'm going to grab that.
I will pick that one up.
No one has the bracelets yet. Let's start that.
So
Okay.
I'm going to move forward so this gets discarded to the underworld.
Yep.
And pick up the scarab, which scores right away.
You do? So you'll move, I got you. Maybe 1 point.
Perfect.
I already skipped one of those. And you've got 2. There's one there, one there. You know what? I think I'm going to get in that race.
Well, there's another scarab ring, so I will just go straight ahead and pick up that one. And go down a point. So my go?
It is yours.
I will pick up that one. So I've got 3 out of 6. So it's your go.
Okay. I'm going to skip forward to Isis. So Isis's ability lets me take a scarab ring and swap it for anything that's out there in the Nile. So I'm going to take a scarab ring.
And you're going to go for that dagger.
Oh,
I am surprised.
Going to go down there and grab that Senate board so I can get it. Because it's so far down the track, I would like for it to score sooner. So rather than having to wait for us to get down there, I want to try to go ahead and just get it to score quicker. And it does get me 4 now, which means I should get first place unless you also get 4. Actually, you can't get 4 because there's one
2
under
in the Nile.
Well, you could go. There is still an Osiris left, so you could go in the Nile or in the underworld and get one, but it'd be a little harder for you to try to get it.
I think there's more stuff I can get over here. That's gonna...
It would be really hard for you to try to get first place now.
Exactly. So I'll grab that one there.
Okay.
And we're about halfway through the Nile at this point.
Yeah, so once you start getting kind of that last third, things kind of start, the sets kind of start firing off and scoring. I'm going to grab this chair.
So you've got how many chairs? 3?
I have 3. There's none in the underworld.
I'm going to skip forward and grab this one.
That will guarantee you first for that one. And then this ring will go into the underworld.
Goodbye, ring. You have been lost the Nile.
So you've got 4 of those. Actually, I don't have any, which means there's 2 left. Yep, there's one down here and then one there. So that's where the last 2 are. Pointy hat Osiris statues. You are not working on those, but I do have 2. I'm going to skip both of those, actually. Send them both to the underworld. I'm going to take a gamble. Grab the jar, and then both of these will go into here.
All right. So just to make sure I'm understanding,
Sure.
It's Horus. So you go pick him up. He immediately pull into your collection one tile in the Nile that is behind your boat. Now, does that include the underworld?
No, it does not. Yeah, the underworld is its own separate place, so it's just the boats or just the tiles that are on the track still.
Okay. Or move your boat marker to the back of the Nile behind all other boat markers on that tile.
Which is actually where you are right now.
Yeah. I was like, I'm trying to think strategy here. I think at this point, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go straight forward and grab this one, which gives me the majority for those ones, and it scores out, I believe. Because I've got 3. Do you have one of the lanterns?
I do not.
And it's not in the Nile. Okay.
There is one more right here.
Okay.
It's coming up.
I was close.
But you get a full majority. So at this point, I just need, as long as I pick up that one, then the underworld won't have any, and I'll score 2 points for second place. Question is, what do I do about this chair? You are not in the. We got one chair.
I got one chair.
I think I'm safe skipping it. I'm actually going to skip the chair. And
so if we tie for second place for chairs, I wouldn't get anything, correct?
Depends on, as long as I'm in the back.
So if you have the majority of the chairs, and I have one and the underworld has one, we're tied for second place.
So the underworld and you break the ties for the underworld.
Okay.
So because the underworld doesn't have a placement, so it's as long as you at least tied the underworld, you would score. But if the underworld has more than you, then you wouldn't score.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'm just trying to see, where is this one? Oh, it's right at the end. No. Okay, that doesn't work. I will skip.
But you do have a chance with Toth coming up. You could grab the one at the end and swap it for something else that's closer to try to score it faster.
And Toth is...
right here.
Is up forward more. Okay.
Yep.
I think I will move my person here and grab this one.
Okay, so that one will score, because I have one and you have one.
So we both get 1 point?
Nope. So I get first place because my boat is further back. So I would get the 2, and then you would get second place with 1 point.
All right. And those just get pitched over there.
Those just get tossed. Oh.
So you're at 25. Oops. Whoops. Where'd he go?
Next to it. Things a little tricky. It helps if you rotate it to kind of
gotcha.
the physics work a little better, and then you lose 1 point. So you're now at 27.
Gotcha.
I'm at 25. There we go. In the physical version, these actually clip over the slide out of the box. Yeah. And the scores are more vertical, so you can see them on both sides, but they're kind of flattened down for TTS visuals. All right. So you picked that up and scored it. The bracelets, I've got 2. There's one here and there's one left. So I'm going to skip the bracelet. Let that go to the underworld. I'm going to skip Horus. And I think I might grab the third one of this.
The sarcophagus.
Yeah. The sarcophagus. I'll grab that. So then both of these will leave.
And you score out the bracelets, I think? Because it's...
there should be one left.
There's just one left.
Underworld has 1, and I've got 2.
All right. I'm just trying to see.
So as long as you pick up that one, you would score second place, because you would tie the underworld.
Well, I'm going to go skip forward, and I'm going to grab this one. Which means I score out, and I have all of them. So I get 4 points.
I get 0. Yeah, it's a 4-point differential, which is good. So you'll move up 4 on the track. I can get it for you if you need to.
Please. I don't want to lose my badum off the side.
You were at 27, I believe, right?
Yes, I was at 27.
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We're tied on rings. Well, maybe I should go after and get another ring. I'm gonna do that. I really want that ring bonus, so let me go over here and score 1 point.
So I just grabbed the last jar. So we're tied for jars, but you get the majority because you're behind.
Yep. Since I held back a little bit and got that ring and didn't move forward, then you picked it up, so I'm further back. So I will score the 4, and you will score the 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And you go 1, 2. So neck and neck.
So that is your turn.
Okay. Trying to clean up my little area.
Yeah, I know. I'm doing that too, and I'm like,
I know, I'm always like, just like my.
oh
Oh
no.
man, that's not what I wanted to do.
Tabletop
Let
physics.
let me get him back over there. That's not what I want. I'll fix it on your turn. I'll just keep playing. I do it. It's like when I do it the exact same way I do normally in physical. I stack them right in front of me, all neat. So
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do as well.
I'm going to skip Horus and the Senate board because I don't need either. I feel like I don't really need the chair either. But I may take the pointy Osiris statue. That would give me 3. Which should. Well, there's 2 in the underworld, so I definitely need to try to. Well, I'd at least beat that. And you have none. But there's 2 left. You know what? I'm going to gamble. Oh, you know what? If I skip it, Underworld gets it. I'd have to get the last one. You know what? I'll pick it up. Talk myself into it. Mainly because I was worried about the Underworld getting first. And me end up with second place, because if you were to pick one up, then I wouldn't have the majority if the Underworld had 3.
Alright, so... So I believe I got 1. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm just gonna straight up go for this one here.
All right. So you'll move up 1. That will tie me on points. We are now tied at 20.
And there I go off the side.
Make sure we got. There we go. Both at 20. So now what's going to happen? We both skip those. So Horus goes to the Underworld. The Senate board goes to the Underworld.
I think that
And
scores.
is that no, 1 more left?
Oh, okay.
So we'll score soon, and then the chair will go. So there's the second chair down there, and I've got 3. You've got
1.
Well, yeah, there's still a couple more out there. So, you've got none of these, do you? No, because the Underworld has 1. So I will actually skip that. Grab the chair. This will go, which now means I've got 2. The Underworld has 2. So these will all score. And which means I'll score 4. And since you didn't have any, you will score 0 for that one. So that lets me slide up a little. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm at 14. Your turn. So God's coming up. That's Toth. That will let you swap the location of any 2. And then after that, there's not a God until Osiris, which is here, which lets you pull something from the Underworld and put it in your collection.
So I'm gonna go straight for this one here.
So that will be
scores
3 to 3. Yep, so we'll score that one. So mine's further back, so I'll pick up the 6.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll get 3. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm now at 10. Fix that in a second, and you go down 1, 2, 3. You're at 17. Okay. Oh, 3 off 2. It's easier if I get them directly above. All right. There we go. All right. So will jump.
Strategy, trying to figure out what's the best move.
Yeah, I'm going to jump up here and grab this scarab, which will then score me 1 point. And so then Toth leaves. And then the pointy Osiris statue leaves, which will now score. So how many of those do you have?
You're tied with the underworld. I don't have any.
I've got 3. Oh, yep, me and Underworld are tied. So I do break the tie in that case. So that means I'll get 6. Underworld. Well, that gets nothing because Underworld doesn't score. So I'll go down 6, which takes me to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Takes me to 4. And then next up is the Senate board, which goes to the Underworld. So the Senate board.
Oh, and it scores and you win.
No, that's the 8 points I needed. Yep, that's it.
Boo! I was trying to hold out to get the combination, and it was just not coming up.
Yeah, that would then score. I would go down to 0. Yep.
And you are now the new high priest.
And now the priest of Egypt. Yeah, so that would have scored. Well, you still got 2 of those left.
Yeah, that was the thing. Is the stuff I started collecting that was longer down the track was really longer down the track.
Yeah, I think like in that case, like when you've got something that you're trying to go after and you see something at the end of the track, using a rod to pull it out of there in your collection just to kind of move it out, or using Toth to swap them to get it back in further so you can score the set sooner. Because especially on a 2-player game, you usually have about 5 or 6 tiles, 5, 6, 7 tiles at the end that just never get reached. Now, if you got close enough to where you're within 8 points, you could jump all the way up and skip to the end and grab that, and you would have scored the 8. But doing so, even though you would have gotten 8, and I would have gotten, I think, 0 on that one, still wouldn't have gotten you to up to 0 to close it out. So,
gotcha. Well, thank you so much for showing us this game. This is absolutely gorgeous, and I really hope you guys fund your goals.
Thank you. I appreciate the time and playing along, and very nice to meet you. First time I got a chance to talk, so always enjoy that.
All right, well, thank you so much, and we'll catch you guys next time at the table. Bye.
Bye, y'all.